Hey guys, Corrie here with a new scrapbook process video for you. This is a page from my very first album. I have decided that this one, although it's cute, because she's cute, it needs to be remade. I need to put some more details, well, some details on it, a date, maybe her name, something. So I'm going to go ahead and get started remaking this page. I'm using the exact same photo, I just made it a little bit smaller. I am keeping all of these original pages because I don't want to, I do think that there is something to be said about the change in how I've done things, and also after a discussion with the girls about it, they think we should just go ahead and keep those pages too because they think they're funny. Not exactly what I was thinking, but I am keeping them. I'm just doing the remade page near them. So I'm using all of these transparencies and vellums from Pretty Little Studio. I love these pages so much. These the vellums and the transparencies are just incredible from them, and every now and then I'll splurge and go buy a bunch more out of their newer collections. These are older ones, but just as awesome all the same. So I'm just tearing them, except for the transparencies. I actually do cut those, but otherwise I'm just tearing them, and I'm just going to go ahead and adhere them down in stripes right down the center of the page. I have used all of these vellums, I'm pretty sure, before on other pages, but the colors all work with this photo so well because it's in the pool. You know, you've got the great blue, and then she's wearing green goggles, so I've got the greens. There's a little bit of green in her bathing suit, and then pinkness of her skin. It's just perfect for all of these transparencies and vellums. It all just works together so wonderfully. So I'm just gluing them all down. The adhesive that I'm using, it's the Tombow Mono. It dries clear and you cannot see it at all through the vellum. Now for the transparencies, I put a little bit down there, but I didn't want to put too much because I didn't know how that was going to look coming out after it dried. I just wanted to be a little bit conservative when it came to the using the glue on the transparencies. So now I'm going to go ahead and just do a little bit of mixed media on these, and just using an old gift card, I'm just putting some white acrylic paint on top of the transparencies and the vellum just to kind of mute it out, and then I am going to add some texture lines in there. I just felt like with the water, and it's like the shimmery look to the water, it would look cool to have some of these paints and stuff on top of that. I'm also going to add just a few texture lines with the paint, with this turquoise acrylic paint, just here and there. It gets a little messy in places, but that's okay because I'm just trying to add a few little colors here and there and some paint markings. Once all of that's done though, I was looking at it and it just looked like it had a little bit too much blue, so I wanted to add a little bit of pink in there as well. Pink's always a good color to add in. I feel like I use it so much now it's a neutral. Once I was done with my paint, I did go ahead and put my background over to the side to dry, but not wanting to lose any time making this page, I went ahead and just started layering different things underneath my photo. The first thing I put under there actually was my journaling. The journaling's hidden, but I only attached the photo over on the left-hand side with a staple so that I would be able to flip the photo up and see the journaling underneath. So I think in a little bit I'll actually show you how you can see that. So then these letter stickers and the 7 are actually from Felicity Jane. I've gotten to the point on I've bought the last couple of kits, and I feel like I've used them enough that I can start just mixing all of the different pieces together, so that's what I've done. And they've all just kind of gone into my stash. So now I've got this stamp. It's just a grid stamp, and I'm just lightly with silver ink just putting those on the grid markings on my background as well, just for a little bit more texture and mixed media presence. It's just kind of cool. It's kind of my new favorite stamp. And then also there's these, it's like little plus signs almost. It's a little stamp that has little plus signs, and it's great to kind of go right over everything else as well. I'm using Stays On for that one because I did want it to show up on top of everything. I'm not even getting out my acrylic blocks for this because it's just kind of messy and fun, so I didn't really feel like I needed to get my acrylic blocks out. The stamping didn't need to be perfect. So now I'm just going to finish embellishing up my page. I did add a doily to behind that, my photo, and then I'm going to add a little bit of tracing paper just also to kind of have the photo so it doesn't just sit on top of all of that busy background. I did want to have there be a somewhat of a muted kind of transition to the photo. I'm adhering all of this together just to be careful though that my photo actually flips up. See, and then my journaling is there underneath. I want to be able to get to the journaling from the photo, so the photo cannot be adhered all the way down. It's only stapled on the left-hand side. My youngest daughter was in here today after I had taken photos of this layout, and she was kind of looking at it and she was like, "Oh, wow, Mom, look at that. There's something underneath. I didn't know you put stuff underneath." And so I think it was maybe the first time that she realized that some of the journaling was there, you just couldn't see it. So I'm hopeful that as she starts going through other pages, that if she's looking and there's no words like just directly there on the page, no story right on the page, she starts going, I wonder if Mom tucks some of this away here and there, and starts looking for it. I feel like it's almost kind of a game. Luckily, I guess in a way, none of these pages are actually in page protectors or in an album. They're just in stacks at this point. These album remade ones, I have put some of them in page protectors, but I actually need to buy some, which is why they're not actually in the original album. But I have marked where they need to go in the original album, so those will be there. But you know, since I'm adding words, I'm hoping that and she now knows that they're in there somewhere. She starts looking for them. I think it's kind of a fun little game and a surprise. So I'm adding my title, which is Fishy Summer. It's all about how we go to my dad's house for the summer, for a part of the summer, and he's got a pool in his backyard, and basically the girls are just fish all summer long swimming in the pool. I did go ahead and stitch these letters down. I wanted to make sure that they weren't going to end up floating off someplace, especially since I don't have them in page protectors. I could lose the letters altogether, and that would be really upsetting. So I'm just finishing up some embellishments on this page. I did go ahead and add the abbreviation for Texas, which is TX, to the page since that's where this was taken, and then adding these cute little butterflies to the page, as well as some other stickers here and there, like the little pink tab sticker. I really do love embellishments, and so there are times where I might feel like I go a little bit overboard trying to add more and more. So I spent a lot of time with this page, like looking through all the different stickers and things and trying to add more. The few little things that I did add, luckily I felt like didn't make it even more busy, because the page was pretty busy with that crazy background. I love it, but I'm realizing as I'm going through all of these embellishments that I really don't need more on this page. I did try to add a little tag up to the top as though something was missing right there, and I actually end up I'm not using any of this because it didn't need it, and the way I was doing it, it just really didn't even go along with the page. So that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I love remaking these pages. I think it's such a good thing to be able to go back and do and add the important details or important stories, dates, names, etc. I'm so glad that I'm doing that on these pages. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them for me in the comments, and I'll be happy to get back to them or get back to you about them. And otherwise, you can find me creatively on Instagram at Corrie J Creative. Bye. Thanks for stopping by.